Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back for another episode here at the Inkcon, the Trusted Tattoo Gathering 2024. This is our second annual. We're here at the Ontario Convention Center, and we got a podcast for you guys. Today, we have a guest that we had last year, and we have to run this back because we're not even going to talk about it. But here we have Mickey from PYS Laser Tattoo Removal, and she's going to tell us about her business, the laser removal, and what she does and what she can offer. How are you doing?
Fine. How are you, Elvis?
Good, good. Thank you guys for being here again.
Thank you for having us.
So last year we had a podcast and some issues came up, which people already know, but we're going to run it back so that we can get your message out, let people know what you guys are doing, where you're at. Okay. So let's start off from the beginning.
Okay.
What got you into starting this venture into tattoo removal? Because I see you're heavily tattooed.
Yep.
So you know how to do the opposite, right?
It's
Getting
probably
tattoos.
like one of the most awkward points of being at conventions is when they see laser tattoo removal.
Yeah.
You get comments of, "Why are you here?" I mean, that's kind
Yeah,
of an oxymoron.
yeah.
And it's not that we're here to remove tattoos so you don't get tattoos again. We're here to lighten them for you so you can go to the artist.
You're giving second chances.
Giving second chances, absolutely. Yeah. So how I got into this, we talked about this last time, and it gets a little emotional for me. I had met a woman that was a victim of sex trafficking a few years back, and she told me her story, which was quite tragic. She was 13, came from a broken family, and was dating a 24-year-old, I believe.
At 13?
Yeah. And she, this man convinced her that the love of his life, I'm going to take care of you. And she believed that and ended up running away and taking off with him. And as soon as he crossed the border with her, he beat her.
Just shifted.
Yeah. And she went through years of abuse and had to become a prostitute and in truck stops, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
He had tattooed his name on the back of her neck so he could see her there, where she was. That's how he'd track her. And she ended up escaping. Long story short, she ended up escaping. And she came to my best friend's tattoo shop to have it covered up. But before she came, my friend said, "I want you to hear her story." I come from a small town, so things like that don't seem real when you hear it on the news.
Yeah. It's not like, that's not at my front door, so I ain't even
I don't
tripping
know
on
anything
it.
about that.
Yeah.
You just put it aside. And when you find out that stuff is real, that those things happen, and to women, it hits you a certain way.
Yeah.
And when I heard her story and I saw these big block letters, and they were putting roses because that was the only thing that would cover up big block letters.
Yeah.
I made it a point from here on out to make sure that I got into laser tattoo removal. I had to do it. That was a journey. I mean, it's like buying a house in order to purchase lasers. So
Yeah.
from there.
How long ago was that?
This was 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
About 8 or 10 years ago. Yeah. When I first met her. And it took us 4 years to finally get everything from the doctor to the nurses to, purchasing the lasers. It was definitely a process.
So you had to get like a staff of doctors and nurses to be able to.
We have a doctor that oversees our practice.
Okay.
He has to sign off.
That's part of the stipulation to be able to even purchase a machine.
Yep.
Okay.
You have to have a nurse to run it, and so we've done really well. We wanted to make it affordable. We know everybody doesn't have loads of cash, and it gets really expensive. I'm sure a lot of people have went out just to get quotes, at some of the larger establishments out there. But we wanted it affordable. That was our main goal. It shouldn't be out of reach. It should be something that everyone can afford. So we
Yeah.
offer payment plans. We offer discounted treatment packages.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're doing 50% off on our packages just for the convention. So
Awesome.
we wanted to make sure we can really be able to remove those tattoos. You know, everyone deserves second chances.
Yeah, yeah. Because a
Yeah.
lot of like the situation you were saying about that woman that
Yeah.
was trafficked.
We
like,
do have a give back program, and that's another thing that you can't just take, you have to give. You have to
Mhm.
give back to your community. So part of that is we have our give back program. So gang affiliated, formerly incarcerated, sex trafficking victims, things like that, we'll do it for free. You just have to come to us and, tell us what happened.
Yeah.
But sex trafficking victims, when it comes to something like that, there's no questions asked.
Yeah, they don't really
Nothing.
want to relive that. They don't
No,
want to talk about it.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not. And I'm, if they're willing to tell their story, I'm willing to sit down with them and listen.
Mm-hmm.
But if they come in and just say, I need this off because of this, it's
Mhm.
off, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, giving people a second opportunity, because you never know what people are going through or the decisions that they made.
Mhm.
Even if it's something that, you're a kid, you want to be cool, you go to the homie in the garage, and
Yeah.
I got something like that. Like, it's nothing.
I think
You
we're
know.
all victim of that.
Yeah, yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
along the
So,
line.
people have come to me wanting to get a cover up,
Mhm.
and a lot of times it's like, that's too dark, dude, or it's too out of shape to where there's not much that I can do to cover it.
Mhm.
If you laser it, it might be an option. But then they never come back because they're like, man, they want to do like 12 sessions or whatever, how long it takes, and they're charging this much for each session. And it's like,
The first question I ask for any client that comes in is, what do you want to do?
mm-hmm.
Do you want to lighten it so you can go back to your artist, or do you
Yeah.
want it gone?
Mm-hmm.
When they say lighten it, I mean like that gets me hyped up. I love
Yeah.
that. I want them to lighten it up. I love that we have so many artists that refer to us because we make this personable. The first thing I say to my client when they sit down in the chair and I'm holding their hand before I get ready to remove their tattoo is
Mhm.
I'm here with you. I'm right here with your journey.
Yeah.
You and I, let's talk. And so that keeps their mind off of it when we're doing treatments. But I get excited when we lighten that tattoo to the point where it's barely visible,
Yeah.
and the new artist goes and is able to, put their artwork on them.
Yeah.
That's exciting for me. We
Exciting in the sense of like, they're not turned off by the tattoo. They just
Yeah.
just want to make room for something better.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
okay.
love the artwork.
Yeah.
I've been part of this industry for 15 years, 16 years.
Mhm.
I love watching the artwork come to life. I love sitting at conventions and just watching, and
Yeah.
when we do these conventions, we usually come with other artists. Where the last 2 years here,
Mhm.
we've been with Brian from Reservoir. We were with Saul. He was with us last year, and we have a great time.
Mhm.
It's definitely a family. And I encourage them. They encourage me. They refer all their clients to me who want to get cover-ups what they're not willing to do.
Yeah.
You got to get it lighter, just like how they say. You got to
Yeah,
lighten that up
exactly.
a little bit for me so we can work with that.
Yeah.
You never want to do heavy cover-ups because you're just packing that ink in.
Yeah.
And it's always visible. I don't
Yeah,
care
it's always
how-
noticeable.
Exactly. I don't
Yeah.
care how bright it is. I don't care how detailed it is. You're still going to see that previous tattoo underneath.
Yeah.
And
And then sometimes, like, when the client comes in and they have like a tribal something or dark lettering, and they're like, "Oh, I want this yellow flower to cover it," and I'm like, "The yellow's not gonna cover it. Like,
right.
you got to go get it removed,
You're going to see right through it.
And then some people, they're like stubborn about it, and they're like, "No, I've seen somebody cover it with like a light colored flower, or whatever." And I mean, it might look good like for a couple months because it's still on the surface level, but once it settles in, it's like you're gonna see it. So
Well,
sometimes the best case is
I
just
respect
removal.
the artists that really sit back and try to educate their clients and
Mhm.
telling them, look, I know that you've seen it on your friend or however, or even you've seen it on your TV, because there was a lot of misconception when like Inkmaster first came out,
Mm-hmm.
when they would get ready to do tattoos and they would be really big pieces. And it's like they did that in a few hours. No,
Oh yeah. They did that in a 30-minute episode. Yeah.
And so people clients really started thinking, I
Yeah.
want this full bodysuit,
Yeah.
but I want it done in one day. See, that doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And so with laser tattoo removal, another thing is like telling your clients, like, it's not going to happen in one session. It's not a miracle worker. I mean, I've had great sessions at 3 and I've had great sessions at 15. So it just really depends. There's a lot of variables when it comes to removing a tattoo.
Yeah.
But I respect the artists that sit back and educate their clients like, look, it's not going to be that easy.
Yeah.
Your friend may have been able to do it, but I'm not willing to risk my artwork going on someone else and looking like trash than just to satisfy your needs for now.
Yeah, and not just that, I know you're not going to be happy with this.
Yeah,
you're going to look at it.
Mouth and it's your name.
Yeah, and then it's my fault because I did it, but I already educated you, So I'd rather them get upset that I'm turning them away than them get upset and then ruin my reputation because
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the removal definitely comes in handy. So do you, like you were saying, when you're here at the convention where people are doing tattoos and you guys get like weird looks, like, wait, what are you guys doing here?
Well, just a couple hours ago, a couple walked up to us and they started laughing and we were just, why are you laughing at us?
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny that you're here in a tattoo convention. And
Yeah.
I went, it's exactly why we should be here,
Yeah.
right? And she's like, I don't understand why. And I said, well, we're here to remove bad tattoos so we can send them to our friends to get great tattoos. Oh. And then just walked away. So, I mean, have fun at your first convention, people.
Yeah, exactly.
So it shouldn't be where, like, why are you here? It's that's cool you're here.
Yeah.
That's cool you're here to offer, everyone here an option to lighten or remove to get more. So we support the tattoo community. We 100% would love for our clients to go back.
Yeah.
And we refer, what kind of artwork are you looking for? Oh, I want fine line. Oh, go see that person.
Yeah, exactly.
We want traditional. Oh, go see that person.
Yeah. And it goes hand in hand, because like just with cover-ups or somebody likes the concept they have, they just want to adjust it, and doing a laser removal, maybe 1 or 2 treatments to just lighten it up so we can give you something real nice.
Yep.
I think it's a good investment, instead of just like, oh, I want this gone, type of thing. Then you're walking around with something that just reminds you of the mistake that you did, that you're walking around with a blob now,
Oh, I just ran into somebody who had their ex-man's portrait on them.
Oh my God.
I was like, you're okay.
That reminds me actually, because like the world of social media is like wild. Like some of the things that people do for attention and for views and for clicks is like crazy. And I recently saw this woman that got her boyfriend's face tattooed on her neck, then on her cheek.
Oh,
then
I
on her
saw that one.
And I'm like thinking like, this is fake. Like this is not real.
I thought it was.
But no, she really got it. And I've seen like multiple, I don't know if it's like trending or if it's been trending or something, but it's like, dude, like these are those tattoos that in like 5 years, 10 years, you're going to be like, I need some removal, I
mean, that's kind of the rule in the tattoo industry is you don't get your significant other's name.
Yeah, the name.
The name.
Let alone 5 portraits of the same person. Yeah.
I don't understand today's youth, so.
Yeah, that's insane.
I try to kind of.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own,
Do
but, you're here. Like, like, hey,
I'm here.
make
I'll
your
be
choice,
waiting for you when you're ready.
But I'll be here, Make sure you follow me. And we'll take care of you, Yeah, that's cool. Well, thank you guys for being here
Absolutely.
again. Let's see, what else? What are some of the craziest things you've had to like remove, or things that you had to? Maybe have there ever been things you had to turn away as removal?
I don't think we've
Like maybe
turned
scarred skin
anyone
or something like that?
away. No, I don't think so. We don't have really funny stories or anything. I mean, we like to hear the stories that goes behind the tattoo. I always like, when I do my first consultation with them so we can work out pricing and everything, is I like hearing the stories of why, when did you get it? Because that's one of the first questions. How old is your tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it when I was in high school. I think the funniest ones are for women is I got this stupid tattoo of, the tramp stamp in the back. I want to remove
the
them.
tribal with the flowers
The
or
tribal
whatever.
with flowers, and it's it's very 90s. And I'm like, oh, trust me, you're amongst many. Nothing to be ashamed about. We're here to be with you and work through this together.
We'll get you through
to
this.
Remove. But I don't think we've had those tattoos where you see on Instagram the no regrets.
Yeah.
Or, like these weird ones. I mean, I'll post them and say, yes, we can remove that, as
Yeah.
a joke. But I don't
Gotcha.
think we've ever gotten those kind
Nothing
of.
too crazy.
No, I think
Yeah.
that's more
What- what-
other states.
What would you say is the most like common thing that you've removed? Like names, probably.
Not names. I would say, what? We don't get that many
The
X's.
names. Yeah.
It's common, but for us, it's really kind of simple. Like, just bad
Just bad tattoos.
Bad tattoos, or they faded so much you can't really see.
Got you.
We have one client, and no names. We're removing his full arms and chest, but this has to do with a level of discomfort and pain for him. But he is absolutely out of this world. I mean, I have girls that are taking off full chest pieces.
Wait, the person that you just mentioned that you're doing his arms and chest, is it you're taking off bad tattoos?
Yeah,
Or-
he wants to start over.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
he
okay.
wants the new style of
Got you.
the negative, the blacks, the grays,
Oh, okay.
But he's got nothing but traditional color tattoos.
Oh, so
So-
he has well done tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
He just wants to
He
go to
wants
a
to start
different
over.
genre.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
completely.
okay. And so,
Okay.
we gave him unlimited for a certain amount. And but when he comes in, he's just out of control. And we give specific instructions on how to do numbing cream. And
Okay.
and it does work if you do it correctly. He never
Yeah,
does
yeah.
it correctly. But
He just puts it on, doesn't wrap or anything. It just
no, yeah,
evaporates.
it's like, I'm
and
fine.
yeah,
It'll work.
yeah.
It's like, that's how it works.
Does that affect, like if you overdo it or have it on for too long, does that affect how the laser
No,
react? No.
not at all. I
Okay.
encourage numbing cream. I tell everyone, we have numbing cream. You're getting it in a place that's very sensitive.
Yeah.
By all means, use it.
Yeah,
I'm
no, it helps
removing
out.
2 really big thigh pieces on my legs. Don't feel a thing.
Do you guys do or heard of people doing the injections, like the
I don't mess
lidocaine
around with it.
injections?
No, I don't mess
No?
around with the lidocaine injections. You can really damage someone. It's dangerous to do injections. Anytime you do injections, you
Yeah.
really need to know what you're doing. I don't want that to be a part of my studio, preferably.
Yeah.
We do numbing cream and it works just fine.
Yeah.
But to get back at this guy, I mean, this is the only weird thing I can tell you, is that all the girls do very well when they're doing removal. I don't care
Yeah,
where it is.
or getting tattoos. The women,
getting-
women
yeah,
just handle it
women
better.
can
Yeah,
handle
women just are designed to
anything.
take pain.
But this guy, he's a little much.
Yeah.
And so that's the only thing probably.
Is he one of the screamers where he's like,
Oh,
yeah.
It sounded like
You
he was
gotta
getting
strap him
raped in the
down.
room one time. I had to walk
Oh
in there
my
and tell
God.
him to shut up.
You're like, dude, you're scaring the rest of the customers.
I was like, you cannot scream that
Jeez.
loud.
Does he like prepare himself like some people do for tattoos? Like they're taking let me get a couple shots in and let me go smoke my joint real quick.
I think he needs to. I don't think he does it
Yeah.
enough. I wish I could give him a few drinks before just to relax him.
Yeah.
The only time he acted normal is when there was another woman there, right? He calmed down. He was manning
He's
up.
like toughening up.
Yeah, he
like,
toughened up, and I go, I'm just going to stick a blow-up doll in there for him if that's what it
Yeah,
takes.
yeah.
Or just have a really
Just have a cardboard cutout. And it
cover-
looks like it's in
yeah.
the windows.
something for
watching
him,
you.
but he's out of control. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the only funny thing that's going on with our studio right now.
Yeah.
Everyone else takes it really, really well. I have this one gal. She's got an AR rifle down her side,
Oh shit.
and she
Gangster.
sits there through the whole thing. Does
Yeah.
nothing. She's a beast. And then we have women who do 2 full chest pieces, and
Yeah.
they just put themselves in the zone. And so when I have the most gangster-looking dudes coming in my studio to remove tattoos, and they're
Yeah.
in
Some of the
tears.
biggest guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the ones that
And
are
they're like,
hold on, hold
they're
on, hold on.
squirming in the chair.
Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah.
Just squirming
I'm
in
not
the
gonna lie, I can't handle pain very well. I have a lot of tattoos, but I have to walk myself through it, talk
I
myself
walk
through
by
it.
the room and I'm like, I just shake my head.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, yeah, women take pain in general. I think they're just designed like that, Well, they're designed to make people, so
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
So that makes sense, Let's see what else. As far as the process goes,
Mm-hmm.
like after you're doing the sessions, I know there's like a time that you have to wait in between each one
Mm-hmm.
because in certain areas and on certain people, the healing can take a long time.
So I always wanted to reemphasize when you do laser treatment, your technician should go by what your skin dictates. So
Okay.
nobody's skin is everyone's skin is different. It's never the same, and depending on how much ink you can blister, which is normal, but you know you don't want excessive blistering. And so when you get removal, it should be at what your skin's pace.
Okay.
So settings are started low to feel it out, and then you progress from there. So the way I work it is when my client comes, I start at a very low setting. You get frost, and that just shows me my settings are correct.
You get frost?
Frost. So your skin reacts to the laser by showing like a little frost or a sheen on the skin.
Okay.
And so that's where people start getting the wrong impression, where when they see that on videos on YouTube,
They're
or
like,
even
oh, it's
online,
gone.
Oh, look at that. It's disappearing already.
Yeah.
The color comes back within an hour.
It's just like a burn, basically.
It's not
like
necessarily a burn. It's just the skin, it swells. You look for three things: snow, snap, and frost. And so
snow, snap, and frost.
Yeah, snow, snap, and swelling. Sorry, I said the wrong way. Snow, snap, and swelling.
Okay.
And so when all those three things, you know your settings are right. You know the ink was affected by that laser, and so the process begins.
So the snow, you said snow, snap, and
Swelling.
So the snow is the color.
Yes,
it looks white.
It looks white.
The snap is like it sounds like a rubber band
Yes,
snapping,
exactly.
and the swelling being it
Yeah.
swells up. Okay.
When you have all those three things, your settings are right. And so within an hour, the skin calms down. You may blister, and that's normal. We just ask our clients, don't pick at your blister, because then you're risking infection if it does pop.
Yeah.
So we just tell our clients, put a Band-Aid over it.
Is there something that like can trigger blisters more? Because I've heard people say like if you get a burn, you shouldn't ice it because that can cause a blister.
You just put a Band-Aid over it.
Just put a Band-Aid
Yeah.
over it.
Swelling, you can use ice for. And I do tell my clients, if, you know, you feel swelling,
Yeah.
you know, you can put some ice, but don't, you know, over excessively put ice.
What if it's a like a giant tribal tattoo and the blisters are like bigger than a Band-Aid? What do you do? Just like gauze it or something?
Yeah, gauze it.
Okay.
Whatever keeps it from just popping, because
Got
then
you.
you're exposing it to
Got you.
bacteria.
Okay.
So if you wrap it and you leave it, your body will absorb that, and it's just healthier all
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, and so I got a removal on my chest by one of our artist's clients, and it blistered up, but I wasn't gonna pop them, but I had to fly to Colorado, so I had my backpack on, and the
ouch.
backpack popped them, and then throughout that whole trip from going to the guest spot to a tattoo to the hotel to eat, I was taking my backpack
Pressure,
everywhere.
cabin pressure
Did-
from the airplane.
Does that affect it as well? Really? Fuck, I didn't even know that. But it kept opening up the scabs from wearing the backpack. Like it would get moist from the sweat because it was in the middle of summer. And then the skin now is like swollen, but it's like thin but swollen.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like when you do tattoos. If your person goes, I have a flight tonight, probably wouldn't recommend getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
I had my ankle split. I did that. And I got the day before.
You had it split?
It swelled up so bad, my tattoo split open.
Oh, and is that from the cabin pressure?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
So they had to ice me. They wrapped me. It was ridiculous. I was on my way to
That's
a convention.
crazy.
I was absolutely useless.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Wow.
Terrible. But it like split my whole ankle open.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. So it wasn't like I was flying out the next day. I was flying out like in a week or like less than a week. But I had booked that session, and then the guest spot kind of just sprung. Like it was like, oh, last minute, like, hey man, I got some time. You want to come through and fucking tattoo and shit? I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Let me find a flight. If I can find a good flight, I did. And then yeah, that whole trip I was just like tattooing, and then I'd be like removing the shirt because it was sticking to the opening, and I'd be like, it was just a bad experience, you know. And I think that kind of like
turned you off.
It turned me off, like it traumatized me. And then the same time I did a little bit removal on this one,
I see it.
and she did the injections, but I don't know if the lidocaine just lasted a long time, but it felt like it was numb to the touch for like a couple months.
And that's why I don't do it.
And it felt weird, and I was like, did she fucking like fuck my nerves up or something, you know? Yeah. So
it's always a possibility.
Yeah,
That's
so now
why
I'm kinda,
injection is not really
Yeah.
necessary. You go too deep, you start affecting muscle tissue.
Yeah.
So you better know what you're doing with injections. That's why I don't even. It's too much of a risk for a client to inject. So I choose in our practice not to inject. We just do numbing cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the same as when you're tattooing with numbing cream. The skin feels different.
Yeah.
It's either more porous or rubbery.
And you're not hanging out in that area for more than just the frost and snap, and then you're passing it and you're done. You know, with a tattoo, I'm going over an area, building up the tone. So I might be there for a couple hours, and the numbing wears off, and then now you're in extra pain. At least with
it's like a freight train.
Yeah.
I am guilty of using numbing cream. I've gotten to the point in my age when I get tattooed that I don't want to feel it anymore. I'm done.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. But
it only lasts like 2 hours. That's it. And then it's
like it'll last a long time if you're not in that area. Once you go over it, it's like you wake something up, and then it starts to, like, the time starts ticking right there. I
always start looking for Bactine on my artist's desk.
Yeah, like, hey, you need me to? Here you go. I got my own.
I've done that once.
Really?
Like I brought Bactine for you.
You know what? That might not be a bad idea, because then sometimes you don't want to ask the artist to spray you. You just be like, hey, hold on, spray your own shit.
Spray it myself.
Yeah, because Bactine does help.
I used
to think it didn't, but
no, it works.
Because I realized when I was getting tattooed that when you spray it, I would spray it and then like wrap it and then let it sit, but that wouldn't work. So the way to do it is like you spray it and then go into it. It's like it's almost like an instant. Like it takes the edge off to get back into it. And I was like, damn, I've been using it wrong for years.
Burns like hell at first.
My clients are upset at me because I'm like, this shit doesn't work, bro. I'm like, hold on, it's gonna work, bro. It says there's lidocaine in there, I swear.
It doesn't. It's like it burns like hell at first. You're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go.
Yeah, and when my homie used it on my inner arm and he sprayed it, we waited like 10 seconds and then he went into it, and I was like, oh shit, Bactine does work.
Yeah.
And then it clicked. I was like, he went right into it.
Yeah, you have to spray it and leave it. Don't wipe it off.
Yeah,
don't
spray it. Don't leave it, and then
go.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
So now when I use it, I'll have clients saying like, "Did you spray numbing on me?" And I'm like, "You sure did." Just
whatever
now.
keeps you still.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not opposed to numbing cream, because if the client has a good experience and they can sit still, it's gonna make my job easier.
Good for you.
You know,
there's still a lot of artists. I know.
Yeah, there is a but though.
Yeah.
I've noticed that it does affect the skin on certain styles of tattooing, on certain people also, because like we're
also
saying,
the
like,
different types of numbing cream. There's lidocaine, there's epinephrine, there those kind of things.
See, so, and I don't even look at all that.
So
it says
there's
numbing
different
cream.
kinds, and there's you can only put so much on your skin before your skin just swells.
Yeah.
So we've been using TYKT. I can't remember the name. TYKT, right? It's from Australia. We use that on our clients. They have different levels of lidocaine with theirs. Works for us. I've used it a few times to get tattooed. Never had an issue. My ink didn't fall out. I didn't have excessive swelling.
What kind of tattoos were you getting?
Black and gray.
Black and gray, like portraits and stuff like that.
No,
or
I have a geisha in my back. Laurie has done my back, so I have lion dance. I have a lantern and a geisha, and then I don't know what else. But they're all on my back, and no problems.
Yeah.
He's never said don't do that again or anything like
really?
that. But it's so.
I think I've just noticed it when I'm doing, because like when I do portraits. I need to know that this tone that I'm passing is going to go in, you know, because if I start overdoing it, well, that can make the cheekbone look deeper. That can make the eyebrow look higher, you know, just by shading it a little bit darker. What the hell? Damn, I lost my train of thought.
Different shades of coloring with lidocaine.
Yeah. So I've noticed that it does change like the skin. It could be the swelling, or it's harder to get the ink in there. So my portraits or realism, especially if it's like finer detail, I don't want to use numbing cream, just because I need to know and trust that the ink that I'm putting in is going in. It's almost like I'm painting by numbers.
I would have to agree with you on that, especially if you're doing any type of American traditional pieces. You're using so many bold colors and bold lines, and if the skin is too swollen on one side,
it won't saturate right.
It won't saturate right. Yeah. And so when we use lidocaine, the numbing cream lidocaine on our clients with laser removal, it doesn't affect at all. I mean, I encourage it. tell all my clients, especially if you're going in areas that are super sensitive. I encourage all the men to use it. Please use the lidocaine.
Yeah,
but,
the men, for sure.
But
Stop moving.
Certain areas you're going to feel it regardless. Like ankles, any extremities, lower extremities, upper extremities.
Even the numbing cream doesn't really.
It won't be 100
Okay.
because the skin is so thin and all your nerve endings are there. Your tendons, you're still going to feel it.
Okay.
Anything on the spine. It'll take the edge off, but you're still going to feel it.
Got
but
you.
it's not going to. It's going to be something that's very doable. You can breathe through it. Just and I always warn my clients before hitting those spots. Okay, I need you to take some deep breaths.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go into this little spot. So
Prepare
here we
them.
go.
Yeah. Get
here
ready.
We go.
Yeah.
Breathe. I find though when you talk to your clients during procedure, I start
Yeah.
making small talk. So how the kids? Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Seen
are they
any
up
good
to?
horror movies
yeah,
lately?
What's going
Yeah.
on? And by the time they finish a couple of sentences, I'm past it. And they're like, oh, that was so much better. So much better.
True.
Mind over matter.
Yeah, that's a good strategy right there. I need to do that more. I think I get so like focused too that when I'm tattooing that I don't say anything in those tough spots, and I'm just like, okay, I know they're going to be squirming, so let me get ready. And then they're squirming. But if I just start asking them maybe some
if you
questions,
think about it, when you're at a tattoo convention, all these people getting tattoos, and we've been watching this one girl get her stomach tattooed. I've had my stomach tattooed. That's no joke.
yeah, I don't have mine yet, but I've done them, and
But
it
if
seems
you're
rough.
in a private studio or and you're in a secluded area and it's quiet, you're gonna feel that so much more. There's so much going on around you visually, hearing, what's going on at the convention, loud music, people talking on stage, people around you, and then people walking by. It's not as bad as it would be if you were in the studio.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
that makes
you're now
sense.
distracted.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention about, something going on over there and you're reaching over and they're hitting that spot. And
Yeah.
you're like,
And sometimes over there's
okay,
like
we're
really
good.
intriguing. Like, what are they doing over there?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, you're on my ribs.
So distraction is always good.
Yeah.
Always good. So when we're doing treatments and I know it's going to be a spicy one, then I'm starting to have conversations with you. And I make small talk. And by the time they've finished what they're saying, okay, we're good.
All right, we're past the rough spot. Yeah.
We're good.
So would you say that similar to tattooing, the painful areas are the same for removal?
Absolutely.
It's like basically the same.
Absolutely.
Sensitivity wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
People always say, I heard it just burns so bad. And I'm like, okay, look, I will say it feels like a hot rubber band snapping you. But if it's a big piece on that person, I will say, you remember that part when they were shading and you felt that burn? Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Same thing, but it's faster.
Yeah. 3-hour tattoo would be like a 5-minute fucking removal. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess you got to kind of weigh out the pros and the cons, right?
Yeah.
Like you're feeling a little bit more of pain, but it's a lot faster.
It's a lot faster. You're in my chair no more than probably 3 minutes, depending on size. Really, depending on size.
Those are some long 3 minutes though, because you're in there like, damn, she's still going.
But if I'm talking to you and I'm asking how your kids are, hey, did you hear about so and so? Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So when I went over there and they're like, yeah, I did too. I'm like, okay, we're done. Oh, that's it? Yeah, that's it. It's seconds. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as you think. That's why I always start. It's not as bad as you think. For
True.
a minute you're like, ooh, that's spicy.
Yeah.
But if I can get your mind off of it and just talk to me, breathe and talk to me, then it goes by way faster.
And I'm sure it's kind of like when you're getting tattooed, it's like the initial like line is like the most intense because you might know it's coming, but your body's not prepared for it. But then it kind of releases a little bit of adrenaline or endorphins, and you can kind of.
Well, nobody likes the white at the end.
Yeah, that's
when you
nobody's
punch
found
your
a solution for that.
Okay, we're done. Now we just have white. Then you're not done. You lied.
Yeah. Yeah, I just tell them like, hey, so now I'm just gonna do some white and then we'll be done. Yeah, not we're done. I just gotta do some highlight. No, you gotta word it right.
I had to yell at a few artists like that. You said we were done.
Yeah, wait, like you start pulling the white out.
Not done.
Yeah, they're looking at you like, wait. You never said anything about white.
Jump off the table.
Yeah, that's funny. So you guys are staying pretty busy, I assume. There's tons of people that want to have second chances, third chances even. How often are you guys removing a tattoo, them getting it done, and then removing it? Like, does that happen?
I don't think we've ever had that happen. There's been a couple of times. So one of the things we'll say is stay out of the sun. Because even when you have tattoos, it's not good to be in the sun constantly.
Yeah.
UV rays penetrate the skin, and that can really distort your tattoo in the future for the long run.
Okay.
Because what that's doing is it's breaking up the ink. So, when you get a tattoo, when the ink is deposited into the skin, it's too large and too thick for your white blood cells to attack it and remove it because it is a foreign body. So what it does is it encases it, it holds it, and it keeps it from spreading, and that's where you get your tattoo. So with time, with the UV exposure and your white blood cells slowly chipping at your ink, you get what they call fading, or your lines aren't as crisp, or it's lighter color in certain areas. That's because of sun exposure and the white blood cells going at it.
So the sun is kind of like a longer version of the laser?
Yeah.
Basically?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Because all laser does is it just speeds up the process.
Okay.
It's using all of those things to remove your tattoo faster. Keep going in the sun without sunblock, and your tattoo's going to fade.
Yeah.
Because your UV rays are breaking up that ink.
Yeah, and then your white blood cells are removing that shit. Yeah.
Exactly. And so we've had a couple of clients that, we always say, during this process, try not to have direct contact with the sun. You can go out in the sun, wear your SPF 50.
Wear
if you have face, wear
or
sleeves
something.
if you can. But I don't want you out there with baby oil.
Yeah. Trying to even out your
because
tan.
now
like,
you're
no.
going to hypopigment the area, and so it's going to make your tattoo darker. It's going to give you white spots, those kind of things, because the laser is already working with that. You're just tripling that exposure. So even anyone who has.
So the white spots happens in the area that was getting removal.
Yeah, it can. Absolutely, it can. That's so that's why we tell our clients, stay out of the sun.
Yeah.
Go, but just don't have direct contact.
Got you.
If you got to go to the beach or whatever, put up an umbrella. If you're going to go for a walk, well, put on sunscreen and maybe wear a long sleeve. Don't.
And is there like a recommended time? Like
I always say during our treatments. If we're doing the length of this, no.
So like if they're doing like 4 sessions, like within. Until the last session is done, no direct sunlight.
No direct sunlight.
And then how long after the last session would you say, like?
Oh, go. If you're done with your treatments and now you're just going about.
Oh, because the treatment itself can affect the skin tone because you're out there in the sun tanning. Well, that's gonna. Okay, I get you.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So, like, if I'm removing a tattoo and then you decide, when during our sessions, in between 3rd and 4th treatment, you decide to go to Hawaii and you're baking it out there. Guess what? Your tattoo is just gonna get darker too, and I can't attack it because now your skin pigment is different. And so it's not. I can't attack it aggressively how we were on track.
Yeah.
Because now your pigment of your skin is different, and that's going to also change. So I have to be careful of that, because then I can hypopigment it, make it the white patches.
Yeah.
So I have to be very careful, and I have to bring my laser down a little bit or fluence down a little bit, so I don't mess that up.
Damn. So it's definitely more strategic with the laser
100%,
removal then.
Definitely strategic. Well, just like you when you're doing tattoos, depending on pigment of skin. On the Fitzgerald scale, if they have light skin or dark tone skin, that's how you determine how dark of a pigment you need to go for.
Or how detailed you can go too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we do the same thing. We have to look at the skin, and you can always tell, like, you went on vacation. You
can tell. Like, I can tell you're not drinking water.
Yeah,
yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so you got to bring it down or keep the settings, a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Than where you were before.
So the laser can like have a more severe reaction if the person's dehydrated and all that shit too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, part of it, the healing is, it's just like when you get tattooed. You're healing, so it itches really bad. Well, with laser treatment, dehydrates the skin, so it's going to itch really bad. And if you're itching it and you can scar it, it's going to leave that lasting scarring on there. So leave it alone. So drinking water.
That's what happened with mine then.
Yeah.
Because the backpack was essentially the fucking.
You have to drink lots of water. You have to stay hydrated.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think in general, it's a good practice to drink lots of water, right? All right, so I don't want to take too much more of your time. Where can people reach you guys to get a consultation, or if they're ready to move forward, how can they get a hold of you guys? Where are you guys? Yeah.
We are located in Glendale, so we're right at that tip where the valley starts, downtown LA, Northeast LA right here, and
Okay.
San Gabriel Valley all meet to like a kind of like a triangle.
Okay.
We're right there in Glendale. So it's conveniently right off the 5. So once you jump off the freeway, it goes right by our building that we're at.
Oh, nice.
So we offer free parking. You know, that's all the nice stuff. And if you need to get a hold of us, you can go onto our website at www.glendaletattooremoval.com. You can also go to Yelp and look up Pierce Your Soul, which is our other business that we're attached to. PYS is just short for Pierce Your Soul.
Oh, okay.
And
Is Pierce Your Soul a piercing only shop? Okay. I think I asked you that last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can go onto our website. You can look at pictures, updated our Instagram, all that.
Sweet.
And you can contact us right through there. I'm always available. That's the one thing that I made sure with my clients. Any questions, any concerns, anything at all, I'm always available by text.
Cool.
You know, my husband loved it. We went to Mexico City one year, and I was on top of a pyramid, and I'm texting my client, and he goes, "Seriously, now?"
He's trying to take a photo of you, and you're like,
Yeah, I'm literally like this, and I'm like, "What? They had a question. Just give me a second." So I'm always available. It doesn't matter where I'm at.
yeah.
So.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And I hope you
Thanks for
guys, if you guys have some questions, definitely hit them up. If you want to get some removal, hit them up. Follow them on their socials. And, yeah, reach out to them right there in Glendale. Get your second chance, third chance, whatever it is. But definitely don't get your significant other's name unless you guys are married, because
We don't judge you.
yeah.
We don't judge you one bit.
But they won't judge, but I will. But anyways, thank you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you for being here at the second annual Inkcon. We'll see you guys next year or one of these days here. Thank
Don't
you
lose
guys.
this one.